There you go. I think I'm on. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I think today is May 28th, 2022. And I'm upstairs in my office up at the Woodworks building and streaming live, streaming live. I always get nervous doing these live chats because, well, I'm not really good. I'm not really good good at all this electronic stuff. And like I tried to schedule it, and I think I kind of did, but I don't know if it's if it's really working out. So what I did was, because I really want to read all the messages that you send to me. I tried. I don't know if it's going to work, but I went and had them sent to me like every minute and a half, because there's so many that come. They come so fast that I really can't read them all. And so hopefully maybe this might work. So um, I know there were a couple of people. I think there were 13 people waiting. So, oh, look at that, Charnis. Good morning to you. I know you've been watching my videos for a long time. KP, good morning. Wow. So I'll wait a few more minutes and just talk about nothing before I start talking, because I really want to talk about what I've been building up. Um, hey, Melissa, good morning. What I've been doing, building up to what I was what I'm going to be talking about. Good morning, David. Tennessee. Um, that that is what with putting these honey supers on, and I get I get really, well. You might not be able to tell, but I really do get excited about when I go out there and, good morning, Raina. Denmark, wow, we. Um, when I go out to the fields and start checking for our honey, what we've got in, and the thumbnail that I use for this video, and I hope that it worked on that. Um, I've been watching for a good while. Thanks, KP. Thank you very much. Um, it was taken yesterday, and it's like it's like Christmas for me. When you go into those hives and you open up a box and they're just chock full of capped honey. Now, for us here in Louisiana, our hey, good morning, Annette. Lynette, you see that? Annette, you see that up on the wall, right by the cross, by the crucifix, huh? That's it. It's on the wall. Jesse, good morning from Michigan Under Peninsula. Gets pretty cold up there, I bet, Jesse. Golly. Um, so I went the idea of me finding all this honey in our boxes is just great. And most of you all know that yeah, me too, Melissa. Uh, most of you know that the main reason I do honey for the monks is so that they can have honey to sell in their gift shop. And so to meet the requirements of having honey in the gift shop all year round, which is why I tried to do setting up this thing, 1976 Triumph 6. I had a buddy at LSU. When I was going to LSU, he had a 77 Triumph TR6. Good morning from Texas. Thank you. Josh, good morning. Oh, Pim Plays. I know you watch a lot of my videos. Finally made it to one of your live streams. I'm glad you finally did check it in. So the idea of keeping honey at the Abbey gift shop is really the goal of Abbey Honey. Of course, keeping bees is just a fun thing for me. So I kind of like have a job to do as well as have fun doing it. And over the years, I've kind of, I never knew what the correct number of how much honey that I needed to produce to achieve that goal. And a couple of years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, when we produced 6,000 pounds of it. It was more than 6,000 pounds. And Charlie, not poor Charlie, he and I had to work so hard to get all that. I said, no way two old dudes can keep on doing this. Yeah, stick shifts are fun. If you've never driven a stick shift, I mean, you are missing out on driving the driving experience because it really is fun to push in that clutch and let her out and put it in gear. It is good. Have you noticed a decline in bees? Uh, you know, in Louisiana, I think we're like in a bubble in Louisiana, and I think in Southeast United States we're in a bubble. As far as good morning, Scott. As far as any kind of loss of bees, our habitat down here is so immense and diversified. It supports a great number of bee colonies, particularly here in Southeast Louisiana, where we have the marshes. And hey, good morning, Scotty. I love your name. And God bless to you too, brother. Um, the the food source is so abundant here. It really does promote the development of bees, pharaoh bees. And as you all know, that's all I have is feral bees. Um, Daniel, good morning. Vancouver, Washington, caught 6 swarms this week. Thank you, Jesus, for sure. And on a side note on this little comment, our our season is just messed up this year. It's way behind, and it's just I've never seen it like this. Our swarms really didn't start until 2 weeks ago. I'm up to 11 right now, and the dirt rooster he's only got 9, so I got 2 on him right now. And neither one of us we're both so busy. We're not actively trying to catch swarms. These are just ones that they're here, and so we both go get them. Uh, but it's unusual, very unusual. Our swarm season is just tapering off normally here. Now it's just starting picking up. Roy Boy YouTube, Mr. Ed, big fan. Would you suggest that someone knows very little about the bees, get some hives and go get? Well, it's always for me. I've always learned best by hands on. So yeah, go get the bees and start watching YouTube and learn. I learned so much by watching. JP was the first guy that I started watching. Wild Bill, good morning from Arizona. Good morning, Bill. So yeah, get bees and start learning. Regina, I've been in Denmark, beekeeper, 5-story buildings, lots of flying bees, and see. I know they do that in New York City as well. In fact, I've got a buddy, Tom Wilkes, up in New York City. He is a beekeeper, and he keeps his bees on the buildings. In fact, he calls his apiary uh, zip code honey because in New York, each of these buildings, because it's so tall, they have their own zip code. So he distinguishes his honey by zip codes, and he sells it as that. So it's really a great way of selling his honey because you can really get the honey right there in your neighborhood when you get the zip code. James, good morning. James Crouch. Chris R, good morning. I love bees. I've been stung 15 times. That was yesterday for me. That ain't nothing. You need to get up with it. You were the best place to buy everything in bees. I live 30 miles of North Charlotte. They do sell. A lot of people sell bees, and you can get them. Melissa, your bees are in the marsh. Oh, Laranja bees messed up in some parts of Canada too. Uh, it, I don't know what is up with this year with bees. At least here in our area of the world. Good morning, Dean. Good morning, Kimster's creation. Yeah, like I said before, JP, I learned so much just from watching JP's videos. He was the one who first inspired me to start going and getting bees out of people's house. Craig, good morning from Pittsburgh. Old comb. I have 8 frames from a dead out, a couple frames with dead brood, a couple with old pollen. No smelling other than I'd use it, and I definitely would use that. Um, I don't like putting old dead brood in a hive. Kind of like let it dry up, and then you can use it, and the bees can clean it up after that. But I drawing out old comb is like gold for beekeepers. So use it. Don't just discard it. It's valuable, very very valuable. All right, I forgot what I was going to talk about. That's that old age stuff. But oh yeah, the unusual. Look who just checked in. 628 Dirt Rooster. Boy, this is something fun to wake up with. Yeah, I know this is early for him because he doesn't go to bed until I don't know like 3:30 in the morning because he's so busy with all his other stuff. Randy and I did a cutout a week ago, and I might post that video in a couple of months because I got so much stuff going on. But he did show up, and I tried to show him what a queen looks like, but unfortunately, I vacuumed the queen before he got there, so he's still without a clue. I know his dad helps him out a lot, but poor Randy, that guy's still struggling. John Marshall, we missed you at the Hive Life convention. Now I'll be there next year, John. At least I'm hoping. Look at that, T-Bag. Good morning to you too. Robert George, I'm not a beekeeper, but love wildlife and honey. I love honey too. Do you suffer mite issues? We everybody's got mites, but in our area, again, our area, like I was saying, that bubble, we have mites, but they're not as bad of an issue as are in so many other parts of our country. Yeah, we got mites, but it's very, very low. When I was going through the hives, I always when I'm checking my supers and I break the supers apart, I always look in the bridge comb at the drones, and I'm telling you, I couldn't count on one hand the number of mice I saw on my drones in there. It's not to say that there are others in the hive that I don't see, but that's just one of the ways I look. Not that I really look because I just let the bees do what they're going to do, and it's just the way it is. That's my style of beekeeping. And I know there's a lot of people that have to treat. We don't treat. And I'm not going to. It's too much work and effort for my part, and our bees do good enough. Our survivability, our rate of loss is less than 35% every year. I can live with that. We do splits, we make up our differences, and we move on. Josh, got any tips for removing a beehive from a house that the comb brood area cannot be accessed? Uh, that's a really hard one. It's always hard to get the bees to move off their comb. It's a difficult proposition. I'm not saying it can't be done. And most of the cases when people have in areas like that, they'll do trap outs. I don't do trap outs because they're so time consuming. It takes weeks to get it to work successfully. I don't have the time to do it. So the best thing is a trap out when you can't remove the comb. At least you can get the bees out. You still got the comb in there, but the bees are out. Jennifer, y'all make such wonderful videos down there in Louisiana area. Love watching from South Central Georgia. Thanks so much, Jennifer. Thank you. And T-Bag also loves watching the Dirt Rooster. Everybody loves watching the Dirt Rooster. Actually, it was JP and the Rooster that I started following, years and years ago. And I can remember the first video that I made that I gave a shout out to the Rooster, hoping that he'd say, "Hey, who's this little guy calling my name?" Because I probably had 3 videos out at the time, and I saw Randy, and the way that Randy, he's so comical when he's doing his removals, and of course JP and Randy, neither one of them wear suits, so I'm terrified of getting stung in the face. It's not so bad in the body stings, but man, in the face, I can't stand it. And these guys, they just take the hits, and they take them, but they don't even flinch. It's like, oh man, these guys are Iron Men. But I'll wear my suit and when I get comfortable enough, I'll take it off. And even still, even wearing a suit, I get stung. We love all beekeepers on YouTube, of course. Yeah, there you go. No discrimination. And I'm I tell you, I've been so busy over the last couple of months with all the stuff going on in my personal life, as well as doing. Oh, Dirt Rooster. Did you tell everybody you're going to Hollywood? No, I'm not going to Hollywood. But I always tell Randy this in joke. We do have a production company in England that's talking with us, and I always tell Randy, I say, Randy, when I go to Hollywood, I'm bringing you along for my security, and I'll supply the sunglasses. You just supply the muscle shirts and do all the heavy stuff. And he's good for that. Well, it's great until they come at you like a machine gun fire. Yeah, they do. Those bees will. Fortunately, and that's another thing about this year. Man, I've been coming across some great gentle bees. Trails in. Hello, Randy from East Central Ohio. Lloyd Anderson. Hi from Arky Bees. Arky Bees. I'm assuming, Lloyd, that you're in Arkansas. What part of Arkansas are you in? Yeah. So Randy and I, we definitely cut up a bunch, and we probably talk twice, three times a week, and sometimes because I go to bed so early, I really like to go to bed like before the sun goes down, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So Randy would call me up sometimes and says, look, you want me to tell you a little good night story before you go to bed? I said, no, I don't need one tonight. I'm good. Have a great day. Have to go. Great, Annette. Thanks so much for checking in. And I know you saw your nice little works up there on the wall. Yeah, so Randy and I, we go way back. And so it's always fun when Randy and I do cutouts. So we're trying to do some more cutouts. In fact, I talked to JP. Well, JP called me last night about a bee job. So we JP and I were hoping to do a collaboration as well. And when we had that one collaboration that we did with Shawi, JP, and when the rooster showed up, that was just hilarious. But that was a great one. In fact, that very video is how Mona found me, was on that one. Randy, you see that? T-Bag wants you to tell one of your bedtime stories. Any positive collabs coming up with anyone? Like I said, JP and Randy, we were, and of course, world famous Mike Barry. He'll be in there. He'll be in there too. Straight north from Little Rock. Lloyd, I would go fishing up on the White River, and every year. In fact, I may have even posted on some of my videos the Arkansas Adventure. Every year, me and four other retired postal employees, we go up there and we fish the White River. I can't remember the name of that place that we stayed, but every year we go there, and man, we caught so many rainbows and browns, big browns. In fact, I know I posted one video where Chef Randy catches a 5-pound brown. Let's see. Well, Dan, that's some mighty, mighty impressive information right there. Um, and I've always wanted to get some of them buck fast bees, but never have gotten around to it. Teabag, have to do a live one. Yeah, Randy, you're gonna have a new job, bedtime storytelling. That'd be a nice one. Have a nice little fire behind you, and you open up your book and you tell a little story. Everybody would like that. What is your weirdest cutout location? The weirdest man, I've done some really nasty ones. I've done them in boats. I've done them under bathtubs, and I've done them house trailers. I've done them in culverts. I'm waiting to do one this year. I think it might happen out of a cemetery. I've gotten calls every year um, about doing that, and I haven't got one yet this year. So, but I never do it because they're too far away. But I know Yappy wants to. When I do that, Yappy wants to come down here and do that one with me. So that'll be another collaboration. Hill Gardens, Mr. Ed, hello from Northern Maine. That's where my buddy Terry lives. We love your videos and have learned so much by watching you. Sadly, we lost our hives to minus 44 degrees. Whew, you poor people up there. I remember one picture that Terry sent me had 3 feet of snow on top of his hives. You all get some really cold weather. That's why I love Louisiana. Snow, you might get that every 20 years. Tim D, smoking jacket and ascot. Yeah, that's what the rooster would be wearing. Are all bees gentle? Heck, no, they're not all gentle. No, we I come across some nice ones and I come across some that aren't so nice. Doing a stream with Jeff. You see that, Randy? They want us to do a live stream together. And then you could tell a story, and then I'll just make fun of you while you're telling the story. My brother in El Paso did one in a mausoleum. I would love to be buried with bees. That's awesome. Yeah, I might have some bees around my grave too. Hello from, oh, wow. I can't even pronounce it. I know where it is. Mark B from what part of, I can't even pronounce that parish. Omar Bodine. How did the top bar hive? Um, my top bar hive succumbed after 4 years, but good time Charlie made me another one, and I meant to make a video on this thing. It's an awesome. It's a long hive, and I will make a video on that. I like the long hive, the horizontal hives. They're real easy to work, and the bees are more nice in those. Of course, it starts out with genetics, but they're really good. I like my top bar, and that's actually at my house. Uh, so I will be making videos on that. Swarmstead bees and gardening. Hello to you too. All right, we got enough people watching. I hope now I can start talking about um, what happened. Uh, by Marksville, that's where I knew where. I have had a really good friend, Jim. He's from Marksville, so I know where Marksville is. God bless you, Jeff. Thank you, Crazy Brit. Thank you very much. Um, as our year progresses, I was saying earlier how it's been just a really, really unusual year for our bees. Our Talis, hello for you as well from North Carolina. Our I was doing splits last year at the end of February. In fact, I think it was February 23rd. I did my first split last year. And it wasn't until March 23rd this year that I did mine. So it was almost a whole month. And then our bees built up so slowly. I never could get, because I like making my splits using swarm cells, and I never could get swarm cells until so late in the year. And the problem with bees developing so late is, if what I'm trying to get is honey, that's not going to stop. Once you get into once you get into April and our privet starts blooming, you got to have bees in that hive to start collecting that privet bloom, which is that first major nectar bloom, and start building up that hive from that. That way, come end of May, you've got enough bees in there so that by the time end of May rolls around, which is now, our tallow is coming into bloom, and that is our most abundant food source for the bees. Cajun Homestead, good morning, good morning. So the problem is, because the bees developed so late this year, I was concerned about um, being able to get enough honey because I wouldn't have enough bees. And world famous Mike Barry and I talk several times a week. Mike just lives up the road about 20 miles from me, and so he and we kid about a bunch. But Mike is one of the most knowledgeable beekeepers that I know. I never consider myself a beekeeper. I fool with bees and work with them, but the science of bees and how the intricacies of their lives work, and how all the gears of it, all that stuff works. It's too much for me. I just soon put the bees out in the yard, let them do their thing, and then let me go rob them and get the honey, and we're good. Good morning, Brian from Pride, Louisiana. Don't know where Pride, Louisiana is. In fact, I don't think I've heard that one. So Mike is like so knowledgeable, and I talked to him about my concerns, actually my worries about the honey, and his he did make the mention of that even though we had like the best privet bloom that I've seen in 8 years. I mean, it was everywhere. Privet was everywhere, like it used to do. When we used to get a lot of honey from our privet. Jamaica Sound. Greetings from Italy. Oh, hello. It's a pleasure having you join us, Jamaica. And what was weird is even though we had all this privet, there was so little nectar coming in from it. So I don't really understand. We didn't have a lot of rain to wash it away. It was just a dry bloom almost that they didn't. However, what we did have, and I agree with him on this. We had a tremendous blackberry bloom this year. They were everywhere, everywhere, and I have to agree with him. I think that's where most of our honey came from originally for this year is from our blackberries because they were everywhere. The flowers were everywhere. Man, beautiful, big berries, almost like dewberries. Very, very good, sweet. So Charlie does it. Hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Hey, Charlie. So the privet really never did anything for our honey flow, but the blackberries did. And because I was worried about our bees not building up, not having enough bees in there, not being able to get enough swarm cells, I was just like beside myself with uh, uh, north of Baton Rouge. Okay, Brian, that's right, that's right. Yeah, I passed through there. I don't know why I never saw that. Um, the the privet bloom was great, but no nectar. But the blackberry was, and we got plenty of of honey from that. And the the uh, the fact that our bees are still building up, but I wasn't getting swarm cells. I did something really unusual this year, and that is some of my hives I didn't even split. And this is one of the things I talked with world famous Mike Barry about. Is you know you got to worry about them swarming later on. But I tell you, the greatest thing is I had um, 5 of these hives that I did not split, and I could always tell which one they are because I added a honey super, a third box to them almost right away. As soon as I saw that the hive wasn't developing enough, even though I know we were in the flow, I added a super, which I usually don't do. I don't add a super until I've got 20 frames of bees, and then I'll put it on there. And so, John Marshall, we are just trying to keep bugs in a box. Yeah, I know. Um, I put the honey supers on these that I didn't split, and out of those 5 of them that I know that I added honey supers to, 2 of those 5 I had to add a 4th box to them 3 weeks ago. And when I went out yesterday and looked, I haven't. There's still another one that I haven't gotten to yet. 2 of those 4 that I checked, I had to add another super, and all my honey supers are deeps. So I've got 2 hives out there right now that have got 5 deep supers stacked on top of them. And in the thumbnail that I used for this video, that was one of the hives that I did not split, and I had to add a 4th box to that one because, like I said, our tallow is just coming in right now, and I have got to give these bees room. So what I'm doing right now In fact, I've got to do it today because I never finished yesterday. I ran out of boxes, and we came back yesterday evening and got, I think we've got 25 more that we fixed up to put out. And uh, I'm adding I go through the boxes, and any ones that I see that are close to being filled up, I'm throwing another super on these things because uh, they can. This Mike Barry says this, world famous Mike Barry says this. At this time of the year, it doesn't matter what you got in your box. Bees will draw a comb on paper, he says, and it's true. So I threw in frames that were lightly waxed. I didn't even coat them with my wax. I didn't have time. Let's see. Ant Fox. Welcome, Jeff, from Melbourne. Oh, thank you so much for joining. I don't know what time it is. It's got to be early over there. Jack Martin, tallow is money. It is. David Stewart, blessings from Southeast Oklahoma. Same story here this year. Slow build up, but good blackberry bloom out of the boxes here. Yeah, it's a weird year. Weird year. So the no, I'm adding my honey supers, and I'm telling you, it is so awesome to go into these hives. And I got my buddy Julio. Good time, Charlie. He's so busy right now. He can't help me. So I got Julio help me, and we're going through these hives, and I popped the lid off, and smoking Oaken 66, and hello to you from your old pal in Chicago. Jesse, happy Memorial Day. Thanks, same to you. Got home with a new swarm catch this morning. Wow, see, swarms this time of year for me, that's weird. So Julio's out there help me, and I'll pop the inner cover off, and I look in there, and I'm just looking, and I'm seeing 10 frames of white capped honey in there. And I say, Julio, grab another box. And so I'm just loading up boxes right now. And I'm telling you, I've seen it that you can throw a deep honey super on top of your box as long as you got the bees in there. And you got a good flow going. I have seen them fill it up and cap it in under 10 days. So we've got 3 weeks, 21 days of this flow, and I don't know what the flow is going to be, but hopefully it'll be a good one. Um, I'm sure that every one of these boxes that I'm throwing on, it's gonna produce honey. How much I don't know, but so I'm guessing that again we'll have another a 300-gallon a year, which is what we had last year. Because I'm not trying to kill myself to get honey anymore. It's just not worth it to me. Jack Martin in North Louisiana, blackberry everywhere. So it's just an unusual year, and I ate a lot of blackberries this year because they were so big and sweet. Normally they're tiny and they're bitter, and I don't even want to fool with them. But this year, and I didn't see any snakes. That was good. No snakes. Matthew Brown. Hi, Mr. Ed. 12:35 in the morning from the Yorkshire man in Tambrone, Southeast Queensland, Australia. 12:30 in the morning. Golly, you must keep time like Rooster. Go to bed like him. My goodness. Sharon McIntosh. Good day from Australia. Wow, you Aussies, man, you like to stay up late. Golly. So that's what we did yesterday. Now, Charlie and I we put on honey supers 3 weeks ago. We put honey supers on. And Fred, you'll be happy to know 12:31. Only to see me. Oh, that's so kind, Sharon. Fred, you'll be happy to know that I was taking notes on where I'm putting my boxes, what yards, and particularly how many boxes that I'm putting on, because I'm real careful that year that we got that 6,000 pounds, we had 115 boxes. And there's no way I want to get 115 boxes of honey anymore. Too much work. North Wales, 1536. I don't know that kind of time, but so what's that? 3:30? Is that what it's 3:30? in the morning. Golly. Uh, so um, I think that right now we have about 80 boxes out. And today, like I said, I'm going to be putting out another 20 or 25. So I don't know. It might be another hard year for poor Charlie. I'm looking to find some good strong guys with backs or women, with strong backs, because I'm telling you those supers. Since I use the deeps for our honey supers, um, those things they weigh anywhere from 70 to 90 pounds, and after picking up two of those things, even with Charlie, we're shot. We need we need some more help. Now, Mike, world famous Mike Barry, he's got this really cool little hive lifter thing. It's a solar powered thing, and in fact, I did show. He brought it last year when we did our uncapping, and it works pretty good where it does all the heavy lifting for you, but to move that thing around in our yards, it would be pretty hard for me. So I don't know if we're gonna be doing that unless I can talk, world famous Mike Barry into coming with me. But Mike, he's like me. He don't like to do hard work. BPM, I harvested two honey supers yesterday in California. Wow, yeah, I've got honey I could harvest, but I'm waiting till the end of the flow. Jack Scarecrow, hello from Devon, England. Hello to you too, Jack. Erica Spannerman, what's the name of that hive lifter? I have a package. Go to world famous Mike Barry's YouTube channel, and I know he did a video on it, and it's from a Canadian. It's a Canadian manufacturer, and they're not that expensive. I think it was like $1,200, and it works. In the video that I made at processing our honey, I show you how we use it, how it's used, and it is nice, and it definitely will save you back. I love seeing all the Aussies here too, T-Mac. And you have a brother that lives south of Melbourne. All right, so that's the plan. At 11 o'clock today, I got to go, and I got to go work our bees again. I got to add these boxes. We only made it to one, two, three, four, five of our bee yards yesterday, and I ran out of equipment before I finished the fifth one. That's the St. Lucie yard. Now, one good thing about the St. Lucie yard, it's also has about 100 blueberry plants out there, and man, we ate a lot of blueberries yesterday. Hello from East Europe, Baltic states. Simir Watts. Hello to you too, sir. Timothy Brown. Hello from Towanda, Kansas. Hello to you too, Timothy. So today I still got to do three more yards outside of the Abbey, and then all of our hives here. And at the Abbey, I've got right around 60 plus hives, 64, 65, something like that. I think all total we have 160, I think is our number, which is too many. So I've got to sell some of these bees. I can't work all these bees. It's too much for me. So I've got people in the club that want bees, and so I'll sell some of these things. I don't need to be having all these bees. Travis Adkins, greetings from Duncan, Oklahoma. Rooster, let me know where you live. Yeah, Rooster doesn't like to let people know where he lives, because that guy, he's almost as famous as world famous Mike Barry, but not quite. So I was going to say something else, and it wasn't a lie this time. Uh, uh, it might come to me. It might. I've got a couple other things um, here that I want to share with you before. So, well, while my mind is going blank, and maybe some of y'all get some questions coming up. When is the next video dropping? The next video dropping? What is that video dropping? So, uh, I want to from South Africa, Carl. Hello to you. Thank you so much. I want all these pictures and stuff on the back wall or things that people have given me, over the years. And so one of the monks here at the Abbey, Father Augustine, and his that picture right there, that little picture of the bee right there. Um, Father Augustine is a photographer, and I mean he takes a lot of pictures. And one of the things about the life of monks is that the solitude life enables them to be able to enjoy um, nature in the sense of the creation of God. And so when they're out there, their community, it's prayer for them when they're walking and observing and listening, as Father Augustine does. That's reflection, that's meditation, that's prayer for them. And so he manifests his prayer in photography. And I want to show you this picture that's going on the wall that he sent me. Now this is an absolutely beautiful picture of a bee. Now Father Augustine sends me lots of pictures. He gives me lots of pictures, but this one right here, because it just shows the detail of the bee so beautifully. He blew it up and he framed it for me, and so I'm gonna hang this one on the wall, and then he also made a big picture of that, and that's gonna hang up in the honey house. Now, one of the things about Father Augustine, as a monk, they sell their works. So he sells these pictures in the gift shop, and it may be a picture that may you may want to purchase from the gift shop. So you would go online and look at pictures from Father Augustine, and you can, if you want to be interested in buying some of that. But he does some great photography, and you'll see him walking around here, and he's got his camera strapped to his back. And many people that have come here, that have come to the Abbey and worked in the honey house with me, they've met him because as he's walking around, he loves going over to the honey house and talking with me over there, and he takes pictures of whoever goes over there. So if you come to the Abbey, you're more than likely going to run into Father Augustine. Smoking 60. Yeah, that is a beautiful picture. It's the bee version of a puppy. Uh, Definitely worth hanging for sure. It really is. When do you think your flow will end? Well, it's right around the middle, the end of June. And what is the last thing to bloom in your area? It, our dearth starts as soon as that talus ends. So end of June, beginning of July, that's it. I mean, there's nothing to speak of. I mean, we have annuals and some things are blooming, but the major nectar flow is over. So once you hit July, August, and really all the way through September, there is nothing. And of course, August and September here in Louisiana are the absolute worst months for hurricanes. And so we get that to contend with. So there's a dearth and hurricanes, and bees aren't happy. And with any luck, that we get a goldenrod bloom the end of September, beginning October. But I've never really gotten a significant amount of goldenrod from it. Um, so goldenrod, I love the taste of goldenrod, and I love seeing it in the hives. But I have yet to get like a box of goldenrod. So basically, it's our flow of privet beginning in April and ending in May, and then the tallow following right behind that. So our honey season is from May to June, 2 months. So in those months, you better have two boxes of bees if you think you're going to get honey. Have you heard about the wing virus around Europe? No. I mean, I've heard of wing virus. We call them walking Charlies when it's a mite. It's related to the mites that when the bees emerge, their wings are deformed and they never can fly. So they walk out the hive, and you've seen. I haven't seen it in our hives, but I've seen videos of it and stuff like that. And is there anything you do to stop the new wing virus that's supposed to be hitting the USB hospital? Um, I'm sure somebody knows more about that than me because I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Hey, Deborah, good to hear from you. Famous Mike Barry said he's going to get you back. Well, Mike, world famous Mike Barry, he's up in Montana. No, yeah, Montana. Yeah, no, not Montana. He's in Minnesota. That's right. He's up there for his annual vacation up there, and so you all might not be hearing from Mike. I know right before he left, he posted like 25 videos. So yeah, I guess that was to catch up. EA, good to hear from you. And I know EA and his new bride, they came and visited me here at the Abbey right after they got married. They live right around the border on Texas, Louisiana, and he came over here and visited us. That was really great to see you. Woo, look at that. Chocolate RX. Hello to you, Stephanie. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. So yeah, that was Father Augustine's gift to me, and he's always showing up with some really nice stuff. You ought to see. I don't know if most of y'all know, but I actually am living here at the Abbey while I'm finishing up building the house. And in fact, I've been living at the Abbey since my mom passed away. She passed away in February, and then once the house sold, like a month, 2 months later, then they asked if they allowed me to stay here at the Abbey until my house was built. So I'm living here at the Abbey. And Father Augustine, he he does like some really silly things. And he posted on my doorpost, on my lintel, on my doorpost, it's a picture of one of the monks that passed away. And since my last name is Harchov with the Russian roots, he posted a Russian thing on there. He does some really wild things. It's always, you never know what to expect from Father Augustine. And when he comes across with a beautiful thing like that, oh my gosh, it's like the guy's got a serious side after all. No hurricanes, please. Yeah, I don't want them either, Scorpio. Oh goodness sakes. But it's part of it. So let's see what else. I'll do this next part too. I'll do this next part while I'm trying to think of more stuff to talk about. But I got a letter last week. Our post most monasteries. Oh, I was talking. See how I jump around because I can't keep my mind straight on it. Let me before I do that. So let me finish the story. I'm living here at the Abbey, and while the house is being built, and I'm almost finished with the house. Uh, we'll be putting in the baseboard and crown, and then the only thing after that will be our countertops. I've been having a lot of um, trouble getting our countertops in, and once the countertops in, then I get the sinks in, and then everything it'll be done at that point. So Mona we've moved all of Mona's stuff is already over at the house, and it's in the house. So she's back in Texas, and until she sells her place there, which it'll be very soon that she'll be selling it, and then she'll be moving back here to Louisiana, and she'll be staying in the house by herself, and I'll be staying here at the Abbey. We'll do our marriage encounters and preparations, and then we'll be married in the church, and then we'll live together in the house. But for right now, um, the house is almost ready for Mona, and once it's ready, then she'll be coming over here and living. The rain stopped and the sun is shining. Time to get work here. Yeah, yeah. We had some terrible weather the last 3 days, which is why I had to wait so long to put these boxes on. And now that that's cleared up, and I'll be able to finish up that job before our tallow ends. Scorpio, hello from Miami, Florida. Wow. John, go get that work done. I know it's pressing on me too. So your house has everything but the kitchen sink. Yep, that's true. And the bathroom sink too. Tubs in, showers in, uh, doors are up, trim is up, floors are down, electrical, all that's rolling. I'm just waiting on a kitchen sink. If we had more Mr. Eds, the world would be a better place. Very kind of you, Samir. Thank you very much. Um, so I'll use that comment to begin my next I don't know talk. And so here's the letter that I got. Now, what I really like about it, of course, is that bee right there. Not only is there a bee, but look at the stamp. It's got a flower on it. So we got the bee and the flower. Now, if any of you all want to get in touch with me, that's the best way to contact me. Right there. Mr. Ed, care of St. Joseph Abbey, and you can spell it the way she spelled it, Abbee, which is how we spell our honey, Abbey Honey, or Abey. And there's the address, 75376 River Road, St. Benedict, Louisiana, 70457. So if you ever want to get some honey from us or whatever, get in touch with me. You can either email me, and that information is everywhere, my email address. But if you want to send a letter or anything, that's how. One more time, there it is. There's the address right there. Take a picture. Take a picture. Okay. So let's see. We got some comments. Are you going to attend the next? Yes, I am going to be there. Thanks for checking in, Stephanie. God bless, and I hope everything's okay over there. So let's open up this letter. And the letter is from Angela. And I just want to, she wants me to send her some honey, of course. And but this is the letter she wrote. And man, look at that. She's got some beautiful penmanship, huh? Woo-wee, look at that. So she goes, hello there, Mr. Ed. Isn't that how I start my videos? Hello, Mr. Ed here. I don't know if you remember a letter I wrote to you several months ago about my husband, Eddie. He has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and before he could get radiation started, was found to have a brain aneurysm. He survived the surgery, lengthy rehab, and then started more specific treatment for the cancer. Your videos filled up many of our days watching smiles, laughter, and good times with you and your fellow bee wranglers. I am writing today to share a minute in our lives with you. Today at lunchtime, we watched the video with the family featured that observed you cutting out bees, framing comb, and bottling some honey. Now, let me stop for a moment. I posted a video a week ago on this. Not many people watched it. But it is such a fun video. A family from Missouri, they came down to Louisiana on vacation, and they all watched my YouTube channel, and they had asked the husband, Mark had asked. He had emailed me and said they're coming down and they'd love to come to the Abbey and meet me and visit. And I said, sure, come on down. So contact me before you get here, and I'll give you a tour of the Abbey operation. And I do that for everybody. If you get in touch with me and I can arrange my schedule, I'm happy to show you what we do here at the Abbey. So Mark did it, contact me, and 2 days before they got here, he called me up and he said, we'll be here on such and such a date. How can we arrange to meet with you? So I said, well, you're not going to believe this. You all are coming to Covington, and Charlie and I, good time Charlie and I, we're going to be doing a removal in Covington. So why don't you and your family come over there, watch us do the removal, and then go back to the Abbey with us. And so that's what we did. And you have got to watch this video. The video title is called The Next Generation of Bee Wranglers. I think that's the name of it. And this is the video that Angela is talking about. So this is what she's saying. Uh, my husband was so impressed with the kindness and patience you showed the children, all with a smile and laughter. He became tearful and said that you had given the children an experience they will never forget. His heart was touched by observing your actions. Watching your videos for knowledge is one thing, and we always learn something. But we watch them for entertainment, laughter, and to hear you say, "Thank you, Jesus," when you find that big old queen. Today, I say thank you, Jesus, for all you bring to your viewers, especially my Eddie. We continue to fight his cancer with chemo pills and are so grateful that so far he is responding to them. We caught 8 swarms this season, manage our colonies, and participate in our local bee club. The girls are my husband's reason on the dark days, and the beekeeping friends have supported us on this journey, especially his favorite YouTuber, Mr. Ed. Thank you, Angela. So, Angela, thank you so much for that great letter. And you know, I don't think about um, my what I represent to some people. I go on YouTube because I have fun doing this. It's such a joy for me to share my experience, and if that's what it is, it's just my experience of what I see. Just like Father Augustine sharing his experience of nature in his photography, I share mine through my videos, and it warms my heart to hear when my work inspires and helps others like it's done for Eddie and Angela right there. So thank you so much, Angela, for that beautiful letter. It's wonderful. That'll be this will be another one that I keep. I've got a drawer full of them. I thank all of you all for watching me for whatever reason you follow along with our adventures. I thank you so much. And the channel continues to grow, and that's all grace of God, and I'm ever grateful for that. And I thank you all for being a part of my life, in the sense that you are interested in what I do, working with the bees, and the fun that I try to share with you. So let's see. Donna Frank, hello. Melissa, you still there? uh, you inspired me too, Eddie. Thank you very much. Um, JP, thanks for, because there weren't very many people that watched that video. I'm glad that you were one of them that did. And it really, those kids were absolutely phenomenal. They really were. They they were just so much fun. And of course they love their world famous Mike Barry. They were just talking all about him in the 628 Dirt Rooster. So these kids, they follow good people on YouTube. Good people on YouTube. So it just reminds us all how much of an impact we can make on people's lives. Yep, that's true. That's true. You see that teabag? It really it I hate to say it, but it's probably one of my favorite videos, and it really doesn't have a lot to do with bees. It's got to do with these kids and just how they are just so alive and really on fire, for the knowledge of bees and what they do. Dr. Bruce, God bless you, Mr. Ed. I enjoyed it very much. Oh, thank you, Doctor. I'm always happy when you watch these videos because I know you've been following along for a pretty long time, and it's great to always hear from you. Greetings from New Jersey. That's Kelly. What happened with the bottle legislation to lessen the tallow? I I haven't heard anything new from it. Um, it's kind of a sad. It is sad. It's sad that the lady that really kept me posted on this, and she's a very very strong advocate, a bee advocate, active in politics. Jennifer Brown. She has um, a type of cancer in her brain, in her nasal, and behind her eyes. I'm not really sure, and she is really um, not doing well. So I ask y'all to keep Jennifer in your prayers. I've been knowing Jennifer and John, her husband, for years and years, and it's always sad to when people have sufferings like that, but her spirit is absolutely awesome. So I ask you to keep Jennifer and her family. She's got two kids, and John, her husband. Keep them in your prayers. Hey, look who it is, Sally Tillman. Hello, Sally. Melissa, great having you follow along. I know that was, let's see, it's an hour already. Oh man, thanks so much for spending the morning with me, Melissa. Thank you very much. Let's see. I really don't have a lot more to say. So I'm gonna look here. Ask questions right now. Ask questions so I can answer some questions. We kill a little bit more time because I gotta get going at 10:30 this morning. Where did I put my smoker? Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. She will appreciate that. She will. So while I'm waiting for comments, I'm gonna show it one more time. My address. Everybody got their cameras ready? Thank you, Thomas. God bless you too. There you go. Snap that picture. Mr. Ed, care of St. Joseph Abbey, 75376 River Road, St. Benedict, Louisiana, 70457. You got that? And Angela, I'll get that honey to you soon. I have a issue with my bottler right now. My thermostat went out. I had to order a part for it. So next week I'll be getting it. I'll put it back together, and I'll get some honey out to you real soon. So just stay tuned for that. Donna Frank. Oh, thank you so much, Donna. Thank you so much. All right, what else can I talk about to kill just a little bit more time? I mean, I could always, you know, trash talk the dirt roost a little more, but yeah, that gets old. How long should I wait before giving up for a queen bee to make it back and lay eggs? Now, that is a good question, James. Uh, for for me, I can't wait too long because it's a matter of getting honey. So I as soon as I even wonder about it, I'll try to get another queen, or at least a queen cell, into that box. Um, but I, I always, if you're not concerned about getting honey, give them time. 2 weeks. Even more if you want. But um, I'm always reluctant to um, guess more than the bees know, and so I give them time. So that's what I would offer you to you. Give them time, 2 weeks, and then at that time, then act on it. Because then by 2 weeks, if there is no queen in there, they're really ready to accept another queen. Same to you, Ron. God bless you too. Thank you. Timothy Brown, I'm new to beekeeping. How long would you leave the honey super? I take my honey supers off at the end of June. That's it. And the way I run our yards, I run three deep supers, and I always leave two deeps. I never take any honey out of anything below my third box. Now I will, because I don't use excluders, and if our queen does go up there and lay, I'll go and pull frames that have brood in them and swap them out with frames that have only honey in them in the bottom. Other than that, I never go into my second box, anything below my second box. Have you ever shaved your beard and must? Oh yeah, oh yeah. And depending on every year, I usually do. But as long as it's cool enough where my face isn't itching me too much, well, I'll keep my beard on because I like my beard. Who all do you watch as far as other beekeepers? I watch a lot of them. Bob Benny, Cayman Reynolds, world famous like Barry, JP, Yappy, 628 Dirt Rooster. And there's a lot of people that subscribe to my channel that I subscribe to their channels as well because they're beekeepers and I'm interested in what they do. However, I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of bee videos or videos. In fact, I don't even really watch television because I don't have time to do that. You would think that living at the monastery that you would have all kind of time, but I fill my waking hours with a lot of work and being busy. And when I go to my little cell at night, it's to go to sleep. I'm really tired, so I don't get to watch a lot. But I do every once in a while in the morning before I do my prayers. I'll sneak a video or two on my phone. I have enough out. They could fly into any box. Silly bees. Just got on. Good morning from San Francisco. Good morning, Janice. Good morning to you. What's your method for getting your bees out of your honey supers? I use the honey bandit and I spray it on fume boards and I just lay that on top of the honey super. And even though I run deeps, it pushes all the bees out. The only time it won't push bees out is if there is brood in there. And that's how I know there's brood in it because the bees will still um, uh, stay on that brood. They won't get off of it, the hive bees. So that's how I know that there's brood in there, and then I'll pull those frames out. So that's what I use. I use honey bandit and fume boards. God bless you too, Timothy. I see the picture of you and your mom. Looks like a shaved face. Oh yeah, it is. That was. I did it. I was shaving for that one. Well, Donna, thank you for your blessing and for giving me part of your morning. You have a great day and God bless. I have 3 kids and never get a chance to watch TV. Do you get any sleep either? What's the status on your house? Well, I did give a little update. I'm almost ready to move in, or Mona is almost ready to move in. Just still waiting on the countertops and having the sinks installed, and boom, it'll be done. So it's really, really close to being ready. Really close. So look at that. There's 86 people watching, 87, and 101 thumbs up. Well, thank y'all so much for that. That's awesome. The Dirt Rooster is crying right now. I said, man, that's impossible. Actually, he gets lots more than that. I'm just saying that. Okay, any more questions? Y'all about ready to call it a day? 110 now. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, JP. I do hope we get a video of Mona and your big day. Might, maybe. Thank you, Rena. Thank you very much. So, James, are you on your inspections? Are you checking for honey? You checking on growth? What are you checking on? Look at smoking 66. I know you're in Chicago. I know you are. I can't remember your name though. Sorry. Great to have you on, T-Bag. Thank you so much. And I'll ask Randy about reading you a good night story. All right, guys, let's call it a day because I got to get out there, and the sooner I get out there, the sooner I get back. So I thank you all so much for giving me your time this morning. It's great visiting with you, and you have my address if you ever need to get any honey from us because you can't get it online from the gift shop. The only way you can get it is from me. So if you want to do that or reach out to ask me anything. And of course, you can always ask questions on the video. So once again, last thing before we go, get the cameras ready. This is how you get in touch with me. All right, everybody got it? All right, thanks for watching. Keep on watching, and I'll be making more. God bless, Mr. Ed. I'm out of here into the next video. Bye, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend and Memorial Day too as well.